Window air conditioners are notoriously hard to fit. It needs to work with the window's geometry. I'll show you how this particular model fits in this particular window frame. Yours will likely to be different, as all windows have different sill height or frame dimensions, and so the geometric combination that works is going to be slightly different. But here is some ideas how this is going to work, or how this is going to be finished. Let me just get you a show and tell, and I'm going to move the pieces after that to see how this puzzle fits together. So on the underside, just take you off the tripod here. On the underside of the machine, you can see that this one comes with these metal tabs here, or angles, one there and one there. I ran it all the way to the windowsill so the machine can be pushed out. It's held in place. It also can be pushed in by now, because there is another stick of wood underneath there that's been fitted to the profile of the machine. It was a miserable fit because it also had to be cut on an angle to fit the slope of the windowsill. On the top of the machine, here is another angle, okay, somewhat of an angle steel or channel steel, whatever this is now, fitted here, and there is this piece of wood that fits in front of it. This machine, when it's finished, being in place, or installation is finished, needs to slope out just about 1 degree or 2 degrees, so that the water, this is the intake side here, it sucks in air here through this filter, and air goes through the coils, the radiator there cools it down, and it blows out the cold air here. So that's intake, this is output, and the coils on the outside, they pump out the heat to the outside, and water will condense on the coils on the inside of the machine. So that's why the base, the whole machine, needs to slope about 1 degree, 2 degree. Get a plumber's level and make sure that it actually slopes to the outside. I'll show you the plug if I can on the outside, but there is a plug and there's a drip tray and whatever, so it needs to be sloped to the outside. And over here what we've got, of course, you can see that this piece of wood is shaped so that it overlaps the window frame, and it's been notched out to match the exact thickness of the window frame, like so. And this plywood on the other side overlaps the frame and is going to be pushed against this piece of wood in here, which will have already some screw holes countersunk in it. So the screws will be on the outside, nothing is on the screws will be on the inside, nothing goes on the outside, so it can be taken apart from the outside. Of course you can put a bulldozer through anything, but in terms of security of the window, this is gonna work well enough. What I have here to suck in the plywood, I have another piece of wood that's looking like this, obviously shaped and dimensioned to sit here, and when the plywood is all the way against the outside of the frame, these are going to go together. Put the screws in there, one screw, 2 screws there, so that's going to be holding it together, and the machine is not going to go either in nor out. In terms of sealing it and insulating it, I've got here a utility knife and a little bit of foam here that's been recycled from an armchair or some such trash furniture. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna take it out, these 3 pieces of wood as is, and start wrapping the machine with the foam, and then put the plywood in place, and then put the cross brace in place, and then put the screws in. So I'm gonna put you back on the tripod, not trying to make this video much longer, but you'll be able to kind of see somewhat how this goes together, and I'll show you the stick on the underside, how that shape looks like, because that's been a miserable fit and finish. I got a partner on the outside at this time waiting for me to finish talking. Okay, I'm gonna take out this cross brace here. Yeah, and at this point the weight of the machine is gonna be tilting the whole plywood out. So take the plywood out and just pivot it and tilt it and just put it down on the ground. It's a nice and tight fit. That's good stuff. And so the machine now is just barely tethering here. And I'll show you the stick on the underside. Is this shape. You can see it's multiple notches on an angle. It was kind of somewhat miserable to fit it together like this, because this is how the underside of the machine actually looks like. Let's see, it's like 50 pounds, but you can see the underside of the machine to fit the stick right here. So this is the angle steel that's on the just on the inside of the window frame. So this stick has been contoured to fit there, something like that. Okay, you get the idea. Whoa, don't want to drop it here. Alright, so now I'm going to put it down flat here. If this was any easier, I would tell you otherwise, but it ain't. And I'm going to slice and dice some of this foam, wrap it and put it back together. So that's how this particular machine fits this particular window frame with this given frame size. And you can see it's an awning window. It kind of tilts up, but we can make it work. Good workout.